It's been 15 years since the Marvel Cinematic Universe first kicked off, and we have now officially reached the low point with The Marvels. The worst box office opening weekend in history. It's official. It's now been confirmed. We saw all the headlines starting to come out from the mainstream media that looked like YouTube headlines, honestly. Box office bomb. The Marvels opening is a new low for Marvel Studios, but we weren't quite sure. The projections continue to go down and down and down. Well, now we finally have the numbers. $47 million opening weekend, only $110 million globally. This is now a movie that cost around $300 million, if not more, to produce, that is going to struggle to make it to $250 million worldwide. That's actually what we're talking about right here. Just a few weeks ago, some of the mainstream media were telling you $75 to $80 million projections, whereas a lot of other sites said, no, it probably would be in the realm of, 45 to 55, somewhere around there. Well, that seemed to be more accurate what the mainstream media was telling everyone. $47 million opening weekend. To put that in perspective, the lowest MCU entry before this was The Incredible Hulk from 2008, when ticket prices were about half of what they are today. That movie made $55 million in its opening weekend. As bad as everyone thought this would be, this is way worse. That's it. Not even Veterans Day holiday saved the Marvels from its mixed word of mouth, massively underperforming the industry's already pessimistic projections with a shocking $47 million three-day opening weekend at the U.S. box office. Lowest opening weekend in MCU history, almost $8 million below The Incredible Hulk's $55.4 million in 2008, mind you. More than 3 times lower than 2019's Captain Marvel. So this is the sequel to Captain Marvel. Again, we should point that out. And it made over 3 times less in its opening weekend than Captain Marvel did. It's almost like that movie got sandwiched between 2 of the biggest movies in comic book history, and Marvel made up some scenario that told you need to watch this in order to understand what's going on. It's almost like it didn't deserve to earn the type of money it made based on its quality, but instead was based on all the surrounding events and circumstances that were all leading up to Endgame. Third lowest comic book movie in 2023, coming even below The Flash is $55 million and just over Blue Beetle and Shazam. Now, Blue Beetle and Shazam, I think Shazam was like $30 million, Blue Beetle was like $25 million opening weekend, so it's significantly higher than those. But the budgets on those movies were also significantly less than the Marvels. You're going to see people try to make excuses for this entire thing. The Marvels meltdown. Disney MCU seen lowest box office opening ever at $47 million. What went wrong? You have people that are trying to make the claim that they weren't able to go out there and promote the movie. That's why it disappointed like this. Really? I don't remember too much promotion for Five Nights at Freddy's. The actors couldn't go out and promote that either. Yet, just a few weekends before the Marvels, Five Nights at Freddy's hit $80 million domestically, while it was also available on a streaming service on Peacock at the exact same time. So you can make all the excuses in the world you want for this movie. None of it is going to excuse it. This is a failure unlike anything we've ever seen before. Look at the final paragraph here for Luis Fernandez. With a B Cinema score already foreshadowing legs weaker than normal, a holiday season boost, which helped Eternals in a similar situation, could be the Marvel's only hope to even cross the $100 million mark in the U.S. before its theatrical run is over. We're now questioning whether it'll make $100 million here in the United States. I've obviously been talking about this movie for a long time in the lead up to it, doing box office updates. Anytime the news comes out, I am still kind of in shock that it's actually at 47. I figured we'd see somewhere in the realm of 55 to 60, right in that area, and they would try to claim it's a success, even though in reality, that would also have been a massive failure. But this thing is unlike anything we've ever seen before. As I stated, officially, the low point in the MCU in its entire history. This is the worst box office performer. Could end up being the worst performing box office movie in history. And then you got to factor in how much they spent on this thing. The fact that it's one of the most expensive movies they've ever produced. That the reason I say over $300 million, the number that's being floated out there right now is around $220 million production budget. Keep in mind, that's just the amount of money that was spent on this movie by September of last year. That's not including several weeks worth of reshoots. That's not including a bunch of post-production. This movie will be lucky if it has less than a $300 million budget when it's all said and done. The Marvels is a box office bomb. and the worst performing movie in the history of the MCU officially. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.